So for that, we're gonna we choose the ingredients, which are arborio rice, onions. We're gonna put a little bit of green peas, olive oil, butter, white wine, salt, not too much because we're gonna be using parmesan, and artichokes. Okay, so we're gonna start proceeding making the recipe by adding up a little bit of olive oil to the pot and a touch of butter. Okay, we're gonna put this on, kind of like a high heat at the beginning until everything melts. As you can see, the butter is still there, so we need to melt everything. While this is melting, we're gonna start cutting the chorizo. Okay, so we open this. And now we proceed cutting the chorizo like in a small dice. See, we can feel already how it's melting. We don't want to burn the butter, otherwise it will taste what we call in the French cooking beurre noisette. We don't want that for this kind of recipe. So we're just gonna dice this. Then we have the chorizo ready to go. See, we can see how the butter is melted. So now is the time to add the onions, just a little bit for this recipe. So we're making risotto for two. Add the chorizo at this point. And we're gonna be adding the artichokes. Then we are gonna dry the excess of water before we put it into the pot. We always like to make the risotto in a kind of shallow pan, so the rice cooks together, because the technique for the risotto is constantly keep on moving when you are making it, so all the starch releases from the cooking. See, now we can see all the fat content from the chorizo, how it's coming into the pot. Which is already building the flavors. Now it's time to lower the heat. And we are gonna start using the artichokes. It's beautiful, fresh artichokes. That is fine, so they don't have too much water. Sauté the artichokes, just give it a little roast for flavors to develop. We can play a little bit with the heat so we can see the process of cooking. The artichokes will take to cook approximately 15 minutes. Rice will take 20 minutes, so everything is gonna come together. We don't want like a puree, we want something al dente. At this point we can add a little bit salt, not too much. Always very, very careful with the salt. Can always season at the last moment. See, now we see how beautiful it's coming. So at this point we don't want to burn the chorizo, we don't want to burn the onions, so it's time to add the rice. So this is the way to go. So I'm gonna make risotto for two. Basically we're gonna make everything. So now what we want to do is to cook the rice a little bit. Now it's the foundation for this kind of recipe. The chorizo already is building up the flavors of the sofrito. See, now we can see how is everything coming together. So now we do the white wine. So we want to add the white wine until everything is reduced. What I mean by reduced, until all the alcohol has evaporated, which is also called au sec. Okay, we can see how it's going. So once the liquid is evaporated, we start using the chicken stock. As we can see, we don't have much liquid at this point. I will show this to the camera. See, liquid is almost gone. And now we're going to wait a little bit until the stock is hot, which it is already. And we will add the stock as we go. Okay, so we'll start with a few ladles, even 3. It's good. 4 at this point. So now, we have to be constantly moving the risotto, but we don't have to be for 20 minutes like that. Okay, so it's just once in a while we do that for the starch coming out of the risotto. That's what it's going to give to the risotto a creamy consistency. And risotto, like risotto, potatoes, pasta, can go very well with any kind of ingredients because they are very bland ingredients. It's beautiful, you know, the chorizo flavor is there, the white wine is there, everything is cooking. So basically we see how everything is going, it's cooking. Always when making risotto, we have to be on the stove, watching the rice. You can even, you know, show this to the camera and see that still is very hard. You can see that the outside is cooked, but the inside is totally raw. So we need more liquid. But to a certain point, we will add the liquid as we go. See, we can see how the liquid is almost evaporates, but the rice is not cooked yet. So the chorizo already is bringing all this color from the paprika, as you can see. I think we are around 7-8 minutes to go on this risotto dish. Okay, so at this point, we got the risotto almost ready to go. Yeah, as we can see on the grain, it's almost cooked. So we're gonna add it up, the green peas, just to warm them up. This ingredient is previously frozen, so it doesn't need a lot of cooking time. But at this point, the rice is cooked. Let's try one more time. It's perfect. Al dente. Now it's time to add the butter. At this point, we don't stop removing. Just a little touch of liquid, not too much. Cooking is as you see. See, we can see how the butter is going. It's melting. Okay, we can see this butter is almost gone. And this is the time where we add the parmesan cheese, which is gonna bring everything together. And we have the risotto ready to serve. Here we go. We have a perfect consistency, creamy. The rice is loose. And really what it makes this dish very, very different is the addition of the chorizo. Because basically what we're doing is eating melted cheese with chorizo. So buon appetito, señores. and enjoy this risotto dish.